hardwire now. We're off the internet. We should be good to go. So we answered the question about Harbor, and I think we're good to go after that.
All right, go ahead and fire again, Jed.
Yeah, Coach, I wanted to ask you about Fernando Gonzalez. I think he started 4 or 5 games early in the season. Just as a freshman, what have you seen from him in terms of, earning that number one catcher spot and also, handling this pitching staff that's also got a lot of young guys on it?
Well, Fernando is really mature. And when you look at a kid that's from Panama and he moves here on his own as a 16-year-old and kind of, moves in with a couple of host families. He lived in Florida for a year and he lived in Atlanta for 2 years. And just to be able to do that shows a lot of maturity. And just he's a very calm kid. And like I said, very mature. But his bat is the thing that's just the most consistent thing. He's hitting close to 500 right now, and we still don't feel like he's swinging the bat great. And he's hitting close to 500. So, we think he can be a run producer for us, and he's just such a good leader back there. And he's had some freshman moments, which we're trying to get those out of the way right now because the game is so different when you go from high school to college. The game moves a lot faster. So we're just trying to get him to slow down a little bit and get him that experience. But you're gonna see Shane Marshall some this weekend. I hope to see Corey Collins back there some. We've also got Mason Meadows, and Mason's handled this really, really well. Considering he wants to play, obviously, and he's been here a long time. He's a team captain for us, but he has been a great teammate throughout this, and I really appreciate him, his hard work that he's put in, and the way he's kind of acted as a mentor.
If I can ask one quick follow-up, when you're looking for what you want in a catcher, I guess how high up on that list is that maturity that you talked about in terms of, the characteristics that you're looking for in a guy behind the plate?
It's very high up there. I mean, you've got to be able to handle when stuff hits the fan. You've got to be able to be the leader on the field, and Fernando has that quality to him. He's just very mature and very calm, and he's got a slow heart rate, slow pulse, and that's a good thing because he doesn't panic. And again, we're seeing some freshman moments. The game's speeding up on him a little bit, but he has the ability to slow things down, and I think he's got a chance to be a great, great player here.
Thanks.
Palmer?
Yeah, Coach, obviously Riley King is someone who's been around this program for a while and isn't having the best start to the season. Have you said anything to him, and how important do you think that home run in the 9th was last night for him to maybe jumpstart his confidence?
Yeah, it's huge for him. He was getting frustrated. It seemed like every time he hit the ball hard, it was right at somebody. And last year was kind of the same thing. He had, we keep track of quality at bats and hard hit balls. And Riley led our team in hard hit balls last year and had one of the lowest batting average. So just kind of bad luck. Sometimes baseball goes that way. And he needed that yesterday. And, I kind of joked with him after the game that, if you hit it over the fence, they can't catch it. So, he had some good swings the last few days. And we feel, again, great leader for us and a high energy guy. And we need him to get going. Him and Ben Anderson are guys that get us going. And both those guys are off to a slow start. But Ben Anderson hit 2 balls right in the nose yesterday and made 2 outs. And sometimes baseball's like that. But those guys are going to get going and be big leaders for us.
William?
Hey, Coach. We've seen walks kind of be an issue so far. The first 5 games. But I guess the silver lining is, hits and then earned runs have been pretty low. Could you speak to that? And just, is that to be expected when it seems like guys are kind of dancing around the strike zone?
Yeah, I mean, it's a concern to an extent when we have so many freshmen pitching for us, 8 guys that have pitched, and Ben Anderson really is a freshman. I mean, this is his first duty. He played a little bit at Virginia 2 years ago, but not very much. So this is his real first college action. So we've got a lot of new guys out on the mound, and they're still trying to find themselves. And sometimes they do dance around that zone a little bit. The free bases will get you beat in close games. And that's the thing that scares you a little bit is if we're not going to be a team that puts up 8, 9, 10 runs, we're going to have a lot of low scoring tight games. Those walks and those hit by pitches, those are the things that are going to come back to haunt you. And the other reassuring thing is you've got veterans like Ryan Webb and Jonathan Cannon and Michael Polk and Logan Moody, and those guys getting ready to come back. So these young guys hopefully getting out of their system and realize that they got to fill up that strike zone and let the defense work.
Yep, and then we'll wrap up with Coach here with Davis.
Yeah, Coach, just what are some of the things that Gardner Webb does well, and what should we expect from them this weekend?
Well, the first thing, their number one starter, Mason Miller, he's got a chance to be a top 3-round draft pick. It's going to be 93 to 96 miles an hour. Can really, really throw the baseball and has a great arm. He's a Division II transfer, and you know what? The coach had a relationship with him. They're from the same area in Pennsylvania, and now he's at Gardner Webb, and we get to face him. So we're going to have a ton of scouts here watching him, and really talented, big time arm. And they've got some good arms out of the bullpen too. They've got some transfers and some new kids in that rotation and also in that bullpen. So they've got some good arms, and they also have some transfers in that offense. So they're going to play hard. Coach Chester does a really good job, and we're going to have to put pressure on them. We got to put the ball in play off of Miller. We got to make their defense defend us. Defending the strikeout, that's really easy to defend. The guys don't have to do anything. So we got to put the ball in play, make Miller's pitch count go up, and try to get into the bullpen as soon as possible.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thanks, guys.